We knew it was going to happen. I mean, it was inevitable that the BZ-176 was going to come into World of Tanks Blitz. It's literally the biggest cash pinata ever. And unlike World of Tanks PC, where when you add overpowered vehicles, it's usually not a good thing, in Blitz, when you add overpowered vehicles, it's actually really good, because all the lower skilled players buy them and spam them for 20,000, 30,000 games, just like the Smasher and Annihilator, which you'll still see in just about every Tier 7 battle you play. Is this tank going to be overpowered? I don't know. We do not have the statistics yet. But I can tell you a couple things about the BZ-176. For example, the gun. We can very easily see right here that this is indeed a 150mm armament. And that means that, yes, this vehicle is going to hit hard. It's not going to have some puny alpha. It's not going to be like the BZ-176 with 400 damage. This is most definitely a high alpha gun. My guess is 560 damage per shot on the AP. The real important question is, does it have Hesh? Judging that the Tier 9 and Tier 10 have Hesh, I would be willing to bet yes. This does have high explosive. My guess is you're going to be looking at around 700-ish, maybe 750 average damage with the high explosive, probably around 170 mils a pen. That would be my guess on what this gun is going to look like. Accuracy-wise, mobility-wise, and armor, I really can't tell you. But what I can tell you is that the tank on PC has some ridiculously good armor. In fact, we can take a look at it right here. And we can take a look and see just how stupid it is. The turret is upwards of 320 mils thick on flat. The mid plate is about 250, and it's really only once you start looking at this lower plate that it actually becomes weak at about 140. But yeah, I mean, this thing has 10 degrees of gun depression, and this here looks like a weak spot, but it's actually 41 mils thick, which means you need a 130 plus millimeter to cut through this this turret, or you're not going to be able to gut through. You're going to need a 122 actually plus as well. So yeah, it's got pretty good armor. And you don't need to stick that part of the gun up. You can literally just do that, and then congrats. Nobody can see your weak spots while you're hull down. With that mid plate and everything else, yeah, this tank's a little stupid. I mean, even just this over angle here, the side of the turret's still upwards of 220. Do I think this vehicle is going to be as overpowered in Blitz? No. The Caliban on PC actually has a lot of armor. In Blitz, it has no armor. So I am hoping and optimistic that Wargaming does a decent job balancing this vehicle out, and it's not OP. What we can expect is pretty good armor. We can expect a very, very solid gun, and probably really bad mobility. The tank on PC has dookie mobility, 34 km per hour top speed, 17 in reverse, and that's if you're running a turbo. If you're not, it's 15 in reverse, 30 top speed. So what I'm kind of hoping is that Wargaming releases a Caliban with armor, but it has an absolutely dookie gun in terms of damage per minute, penetration, and overall accuracy. I guess we'll find out, but yeah, it's going to be an interesting one to see how it is balanced. We have a Tier 10 German light tank, the Lech Panzer 70K. It is one of the weirdest looking vehicles I've ever seen in the game. I don't really have any guesses on what it's going to play like. Honestly, it doesn't even look like a light tank. It looks like a tank destroyer, because that doesn't even look like a turret. But if we take a closer look, we can indeed see that this vehicle does feature a turret. It's just very hard to actually notice that it's mounted on a piece of metal that shifts itself, kind of like a spinning disc. Here's some other interesting things about the vehicle. It has hydraulic suspension. Now, this is for World of Tanks PC. I do not think that Blitz is going to add hydraulic suspension, but the vehicle has 17 degrees of gun depression on PC, which is a little insane. But remember, it's a light tank. It has no armor, so the gun depression is going to be amazing for shooting people, but in terms of its overall capabilities, it's not really going to make much of a difference. The statistics of this vehicle, it's got pretty mediocre DPM, it's got a really good top speed, pretty solid penetration, I will admit that. Not bad at all for a light tank. So, yeah, I mean, we'll have to see. When Wargaming adds lights in the Blitz, they're not like PC. PC light tanks are usually quite well balanced because they're more focused on spotting rather than dealing damage. But Blitz, light tanks need to deal damage because there's not much spotting to do in the game. So I would expect this vehicle to have over 3,000 DPM. I would expect it to have probably 10 degrees of gun depression or so. Honestly, it's the weirdest looking tank that will be added into the game. I'm excited for it, but It'll be interesting. That's all I'm going to say. It's not going to be a tech tree tank. It could be. Maybe Wargaming will add it as a tier 10 tech tree German light, but I highly doubt that. I would much rather expect that to be the Rheinmetall Panzerwagen, which is this vehicle here. I would actually like to see this come in. It's basically an RU-251 at tier 10. By the way, it doesn't have armor. It looks red, but trust me, it's not. But yeah, I am interested to see how this vehicle is going to look when it's coming into the game. I'm actually really excited for it. And then we have two vehicles I'm even more excited for. We have the Lion and the WZ-116F3. Now, I actually just made a video on the 116F3, like, on my PC account a week ago. And I posted it yesterday. The 116F3 is an auto-loading Chinese tank. It features 530 damage per shot, with a 5-second intra-clip and 3 shells, so it can deal 1600 damage in 10 seconds. It has incredibly good armor. In fact, if we go to the tank list here, we go to tier 10 heavies, and we go over to China, we can see the 116F3. If I look enough, there it is. Look at this thing's armor profile. Like, that is really strong. Obviously, it will be weaker in Blitz, but it has 8 degrees of gun depression, super duper good upper plate, even loading 325 plus mils of pen, you can't cut through it anywhere. And this mid plate is also very strong. It's upwards of 250, so if you angle the vehicle properly, you can actually get bounces on that front as well. So this thing is very strong in the armor department. It has super poor DPM, and it's got pretty good mobility for what it is. So essentially, think of like a 50 TP, which is the tier 9 Polish heavy tank. Just think of that as a tier 10 autoloader. That's what it kind of feels like it's going to play as. I actually really like the vehicle. I think it's super fun, and it'll be interesting to see it as the first tier 10 Chinese autoloader. Will it be the Christmas tank? I don't know. There are 3 most likely collector tier 10s coming into the game. So one of these are going to be the Christmas tank. I'm quite confident already. I would say the highest chance is the Lion or the 116F3. There's no way Wargaming's putting a light tank in the Christmas event because, you know, the average player, especially like lower win rate players, imagine spending all of your gold, getting snow globes, and then getting a light tank that you're going to go like 2% in. So, yeah, I can't really say that the Lech Panzer looks to be the vehicle, but I would definitely say one of these two tanks over here could possibly be the Christmas tank, but that is still 9 months away, so I don't really know. We also have the Lion, and this will be an interesting one. The Lion on PC is absolutely incredible. I don't know if we type in Lion here if it's going to pop up. It does. Nice. So the Lion base has 3,285 DPM. Base. That means if you're running Brothers in Arms and you're putting on food, and even if you're doing vents just to boost it a little bit more, let's say you put on pretty good vents here, you can get it up to 3,600 DPM. This is an auto reloader. It's a reverse auto reloader. The first shell takes 18 seconds to reload, but the shells after that take much less. So essentially, it's a Caro, which already exists in Blitz, except it's different, because the Caro, the more you shoot, the less DPM you have. This tank, the more you shoot, the more DPM you have. So it's very interesting to see how this vehicle's going to work when it's put into Blitz. I'm excited. I'm really excited. It's got a 4-shell clip. Basically, it's just a Caro. That's what it is. It's a Caro 45-ton in Blitz. So, yeah, I mean, the tank, it's fast. It reaches a top speed of 60. And by the way, it has armor, specifically on the turret. This turret is upwards of 280. It does have weak spots, you know, 250 on the lower part, but the mantlet itself is pretty dang strong. And if you're using it hull down, as we can see, that's pretty dang effective. Like, you're going to struggle to pen that. The upper plate's really weak, though. Same for all the side armor and everything. So, yeah, I don't really know what to say. I'm really excited for the Lion. The thing is that there's no way it's going to feature the same mechanic as the Caro. There's just no way. So what that means is that this might not be a 4-shell autoloader. It might be a 3-shell auto reloader, but we already have the Progetto. So it's going to be interesting to see how Wargaming balances this vehicle. Maybe it'll be a double shot. This would be the first double shot medium in the game. Well, actually, we have the Brask, but I mean in tier 10. So, I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you guys think Wargaming's going to do with this vehicle. Either way, I thought I would break into all of the tanks that are coming into the game. There's quite a bit, and some of them are very, very exciting, like the BZ, the 116, and the Lion. Let me know what you guys think. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.